There are some potential issues I wanted to talk about, which is the sponsorship obligation by the employer. I don't know whether there's any employer here. If there are, please listen carefully. If there aren't, I think you probably need to remind your employer about these obligations. And I think it's the migration agent's role to establish a procedure with the employer regarding those to make sure you don't violate your employer sponsorship obligation and get punished, like cancellation of sponsorship. So you have to inform the DHA when certain events occurs, change of business name, structure, owner, director, ABN, business address. You need to keep that updated. And also you have to notify the department if your employment with the person you sponsored ended or changed. You have to do that within 28 days. You can't just fire someone who's holding a 457 visa or 482 visa and don't do anything. Well, a lot of people don't do anything, trust me. But potentially that lead to cancellation. I don't think the department take a lot of fuss about it at this stage. But look, this is something you should follow. If you don't follow, there's a potential punishment. And there are other requirements. I won't go to details, like employee must work only in the nominated occupation, e.g. you sponsored a cook. But when they visited the shop, the restaurant, they discovered that this person is working as a servant. If it's just maybe for 1 hour or 1 day on a temporary basis, you may be able to argue. But if that's what you do, that's obviously a sponsorship violation of sponsorship obligation. You have to do whatever you're nominated for. Keep records, provide information, And there's one more to pay attention to, which is employer to assume all costs. I think you guys know how this world works, but in ideal world, in the legal world, employer must pay all the fees. Sponsorship fee, nomination fee, SAF, Skill Australian Levy, visa application, agent fees. That's all supposed to be paid by the employer. And that's an obligation. To be honest, I've seen people that pay on their own credit card, pay for the sponsorship fee and nomination fee as SAF. The applicant pays for it. That's very dangerous. Please don't do it. They should either go from your agent's account or from the employer's account. Shouldn't go from you. Just remember, employer has to bear all the costs, even including the travel cost back to your home country. That's the obligation. So in that ideal world, the 482 visa is for Australian employers to look for ideal labor force that you cannot find in Australia. It's not for employer to give the benefit of PR to overseas worker. Always remember that. That's how it should be working.